just a little bit, right there. Can't see the shadow then.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. We have our decks put together from the welcome deck packs that we picked up today from our LGS, and we're going to go head to head with them. I've got the one from the Chandra pack, which was the red and green, and Marcus.
I have the black and red. Now those were the 2 packs that were in the boxes put together. I originally thought that they were 2 different decks, but it looks like from the instructions it refers to it as one deck. I believe they're meant to be put together as a 2-color deck and played against another pack. So we're going to be doing that. I also mentioned in the other video that we made that the Grave Waker that was in the Liliana pack targeted 3 creatures in the graveyard to bring them back. It doesn't do that, it only brings back 1. I misread that. So just wanted
That would have
to
been sick, though.
address that. But other than that, we're going to get started. We'll do a roll to see who goes first.
You want to call odd or even?
I'll call odds.
Evens, I'll play.
Okay. So we'll draw 7.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I can't keep this. Oh, mulligan. Do you want to do casual play or you want to do tournament style?
Well, we could show them how it would normally go. Normally when you mulligan at any kind of organized event, you would draw 6 on your next hand, and then you get to scry 1, which means you look at the top card of your library and then choose to either put it on the bottom of your library or leave it on top. Normally, when we're just playing at home, we would just draw another 7 cards. If you're just playing for fun, you can do that.
I will keep this one though, so I'm going to scry. And I'm going to put that on the bottom.
And Leslie won the roll, so she'll get to go first.
Yep.
I don't think we introduced ourselves this video.
We didn't.
I'm Marcus, and this is Leslie.
And you ready?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go for forest, and I'll pass.
Alright. Draw. And I will play a mountain, and tap that for red, and play a goblin motivator. He's a 1/1. He can tap to give another creature haste until end of turn, and I will pass.
So motivating. Tap. Draw here. Go with a mountain this time. And I will pass.
Untap, draw a card. I will play a swamp. On the tap for black. And another one. And play Walking Corpse. He is a 2/2. I'm going to use my Goblin Motivator. Tap him and give my Walking Corpse haste until the end of turn. And go to my combat step. And attack for 2.
And I don't have anything before blocks, or 4 blocks for that matter. I'll take 2.
Alright. Then I will pass. So, already turn 2, I got to use my Goblin Motivator to get another creature in early. That's kind of neat.
Play another forest, and I will play a Rootwalla.
I think if you were bringing somebody else that had never played before, you might want to play open-handed, where you lay your cards down. We would play that way at first when I was teaching Leslie. That way you can
Loved that.
figure out what's going on a little bit easier.
It was really helpful for me to learn why you play certain things when you do, for sure.
Okay, so you got a Rootwalla. He's a 2/2, and you can pay mana to pump him up.
Yep, I can pay a green and a colorless to give him 2/2 till end of turn, but I can only activate that once each turn.
All right. You done after that?
I will pass.
Let's add it. Draw. We'll play a mountain. And I will go to combat. And we will go ahead and attack with both of these guys.
So you got 3 coming at me.
Yes.
Okay. I will. Actually, I think I'll take 3.
All right.
No blocks.
So go to 15.
So I do pause just a little bit there too, just in case there's any tactics that you have to play before I take any damage. So
Yeah, and people might be wondering why Leslie wouldn't block my 1/1 guy with her 2/2 guy. She might be worried about combat tricks, which are in this deck. They're in my hand. I have a Trumpet Blast, which gives my attacking creatures +2/+0 until end of turn. So if she would have blocked there, I had the option to play that, and then we would trade guys. Both of them would die, or otherwise hers would normally stay alive. But since she didn't, I didn't play that. We'll hang on to it for now. I'm gonna tap my swamp and play a Diregraph Ghoul. He is a 2/2 zombie, he comes in tapped. And tap for another 2 and play a Kargan Dragon Rider. As long as I have a dragon, which I do not at the moment, he has flying, but he is a 2/2. And I will pass.
alright. And I'm gonna play a mountain. And I'm gonna go with a Terror of the Fairgrounds.
Okay.
So this is a 4 cost, and it's a 5/2. And I'll pass. I'm gonna leave my guys open for blockers.
Alright. One tap. And draw. And play a swamp. And tap 4. And play a Hostile Minotaur. He is a 3/3 and he has haste.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go to combat and attack with a 3/3 and 2 2s and leave back the Goblin Motivator.
Okay, so we've got 3 2/2s. No dragons out.
No
Right.
dragons out.
Okay, so your one guy doesn't have flying, and your hasty Minotaur that's coming in for 3.
Yep.
No mana open, so I think what I'm gonna do is I will block here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna block this guy.
Okay, so all these guys are gonna trade and you're gonna take 2/4 damage.
Yep.
So these guys all die.
And then I'm down to 11.
Okay. I will pass after that.
I have to admit, so far, for this being the pack that I pulled that I thought would be more red, it's not as fast as I thought it would be.
I think of the decks, this one is more aggro. It's faster. That is more of like a
More kind of stompy.
green and red is more heavy creatures, where black red seems to be faster aggro.
I got another Terror of the Fairgrounds.
All right.
I'll pass. Yeah, I guess I was just expecting grabbing a Chandra pack that I'd be working with something that's going to be
Draw.
fast.
That, yeah, you would think so. I think before we go to combat, I'm gonna tap 2, and we'll play Lightning Strike and deal 3 damage to your Terror of the Fairgrounds.
Alright, so he is
He is
no longer terrorizing the
no longer
fairgrounds.
frightening. And we'll go to combat and come in for 5 with everybody.
Alright, I'll take 6.
No, it's 5.
Or go down to 6, pardon me.
Yeah. And then I will pass.
I really need to pull something up here. Let's see. Let's go with red and a green, and I'll play a Falconwrath Reaver. Say 2-drop vampire, 2/2.
Oh, you did not skip on that name at all. You just spit it right out. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you done after that?
Yes, I am.
Alright.
I did a little homework before we played. Practice saying some of the names.
Let's see, you're at 6 now?
I'm at 6.
Okay, so we'll go to combat and attack with everybody again.
Okay. I am going to block your Goblin Motivator.
Okay, and then before damage happens, we're gonna tap 3 and play a Trumpet Blast and give all attacking creatures +2/+0 until end of turn. So,
In response to that, though,
alright.
so you're gonna have so your Goblin's gonna be a 3.
3/1, 4/2,
4/2.
4/2.
All right. I am going to cast Fling, and I have to sack a creature to do that too.
Okay.
And I'll deal 2 damage to your. What's this guy's name?
Diregraph Pool?
Yes.
Okay, so
So I blocked your
Goblin's
1/1.
blocked. He is going to die.
And then yours will resolve, so you'll still get the.
He'll come in for 4.
Yep. So I'm going to be at 2. And
Alright.
then your Goblin Motivator will still die because of the
No,
2 damage from this.
he won't be getting any damage because you sacrificed him before damage.
Very true. Okay.
And then I will pass.
2 life over here. Alright, and I will play a Shivan Dragon.
Oh, big guy.
Yeah.
Might be a little late though.
So 6-drop, 5/5 flying, and this guy I can pay a red, and he gets 1/0 until end of turn. And the nice thing about him is, since that's a colon, I can actually do that multiple times. I don't have to tap him to add that ability.
And for most players, that would be known as fire breathing.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yes, there's an old enchantment called fire breathing that gives the same ability, and a lot of dragons have that ability. I assume you're done after that.
yeah, I have no more cards.
Untap. Draw. And I will. I guess we can do this either way. I'll play a Skeleton Archer,
Okay.
and I will deal. When he comes in, when he enters the battlefield, he deals 1 damage to any target. I'm gonna choose Leslie.
So we have 1.
1. Then I will give him haste with my Goblin Motivator, and go to combat, and come in with both of these guys.
Yep, and even if I block, I still have to take at least 2. So
Alright, so
that does it.
the black-red deck wins game 1. Do we want to do another game?
Yeah, I think we could do another one here.
Okay, so normally in a match it would be first to 2 wins, or until you run out of time if you're in an organized play.
Well, you have the 5 turns after
Yep, there's that as well.
your time.
We'll see how this goes.
So,
15 minutes in now.
yeah. So again, we're just kind of coming from the 2 different perspectives here. Newer player, but then also with Marcus, kind of that expert player. So I know we're talking slower through some things, but for that new player who's coming in and pulling one of these packs and learning how to play, I think this is really helpful. And just to go back to earlier in the conversation about playing with your hands revealed, that was really, really helpful for me. Just to learn to think differently about what I was playing and why.
Alright, so we'll present cuts. And since Leslie lost the first game, she'll get to have the option of going first.
And I will choose to go first.
I think both of these decks are pretty good for a new player to walk in and play, though. They seem to work well while being easy enough to understand for somebody to walk in and start playing.
I do like too that there's a lot of variation in the cards. Nothing's overly complicated, but you have some with haste, you have some with flying, so you kind of get to see each of those
some
mechanics.
enter the battlefield effects.
Yeah. So
There's
this is
some instance and like where you played fling during the combat, you blocked a creature and then also took out another creature. That might not be a play that somebody walking in would make, but it is available to them if a more advanced player, like if we were playing open-handed and she didn't realize she could do that, I might explain that to her. And that's something where a new player might find that, cool or interesting, but not realize that they could do it.
So I'm going to just show my hand here too, because we haven't really done that, but I'm going to choose to mulligan, especially after that last game with you having some creatures that came out pretty quickly. I'm worried that I'm not going to get to those 2 that I have fast enough, and I don't know that I'm going to draw anything that's going to help me. So I'd rather mulligan and see if I can get something that I can get out a little sooner, or at least something that's going to help me control your board a little bit.
I think I'm going to keep this one. I do have quite a bit of land, but I have a creature on turn 2, another one on turn 4, and once I get another swamp, I can play this creature removal spell to get rid of one of her big creatures if she plays one. So we're going to keep this.
Yeah, that is a really nice hand. I like when you have a hand that you can see at least a couple of turns, one after the other, what's going to go on. It's nice.
Why don't you just go ahead and draw 7 cards? I don't want to put you at a disadvantage. We already gave them an example of how to mulligan, but...
Yeah, we'll just do a casual play this time. Casual play, we always just pull 7 again. It kind of goes by house rules, I guess you could say. I like this one a lot better, so I think I'll keep this.
Alright.
And I chose to go first. Since I didn't mulligan down to the 6, I'm not going to scry. And I think I will go with a forest, and I'll pass.
Okay, draw. Play a swamp and pass.
Let's get a mountain out here. And let's do a Druid of the Cowl.
Okay, and he adds a green.
Yep, he can tap to add a green. He's a 1/3. But again, for new players, since he is just now coming out on the battlefield, I won't be able to tap him till my next turn.
Because he has some examples.
Yep. Or as I like to teach other people, he's munching bread still.
Okay, are you done after that?
Yes, I pass.
I'll draw. And why do you call it munching bread?
Because you're making mana to cast the spell.
And
Mana is bread.
He's eating the mana?
He's eating the mana. The mana is fueling that spell.
Alright, I will tap 2 and play Walking Corpse. He is a 2/2 zombie.
Okay.
And I will pass.
Alright. Tap here, draw.
He doesn't like bread, he just likes brains.
Let's see. Let's get a forest down here. And I'm going to go with a... I'm going to fix my mana. Holding this one. And I'm going to play a Ruwala.
Alright. He's a 2/2 and you can pump him up. We saw him last game.
Yep. And I will pass.
Now, we are new to making videos. We don't normally do this, but who would you say makes your favorite magic related videos?
For me, it's definitely got to be Dev.
That'd be Dev over at SBMTG, Simply Better MTG.
I have no idea, but sure. I just call it Dev Tech. That's all I know.
He makes a lot of videos on YouTube and posts deck techs and other videos.
I just like that he really focuses on budget decks.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
Yeah.
ones of those. We've seen the mono black one at our FNM recently.
What are you thinking here?
I will... I think I'm gonna attack.
Coming in for 2. And I think I will shock your guy.
Ooh. Okay, she's dead. And then I'll pass.
Alright. Tap here.
Yeah, I think he's probably my favorite too.
Yeah.
There's a few other ones that are pretty decent. I like to watch the Heroes and Legends ones for all the different spoilers and things like that. They show all the cards, where sometimes Dev only shows the ones that interest him.
I'm going to move to combat, and I'll come in with my Ruwala.
Okay, I will take 2.
And I'm not
Unless
going to
you're
pump.
him up.
Nope, I'm not going to pump him up, so
Okay.
just the 2. And then I will tap for a green here, and I'm going to play a Stampeding Rhino.
4/4 trample.
4/4 with trample. So trample, for those who are new again, typically if, for example, if this guy was blocking this guy, it just blocks all the damage. Trample allows the additional power that's coming through to run over that toughness, so you would take 2 in that case.
Oh, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Play mountain. Kind of wish it was a swamp.
Must have something that you need 2 for.
I do. A couple things. A few things. I guess the only thing I can do is play this Skeleton Archer.
Ooh.
And since you don't have any creatures with 1 toughness, I'll just do the 1 damage to you.
Alright, so I'll be at 19.
And then I'll pass.
Alright, tap here. Get in a mountain for turn here. And let's see. I go with I'm going to do this one first. It's a sorcery. I'm going to play Rabid Bite. And I'm going to have my Stampeding Rhino do damage to your Skeleton Archer.
Okay, so it says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So your guy's going to deal 4 to my Skeleton Archer, who has 3 life and he
Yep.
can die.
And since that's not combat damage, that trample doesn't do anything in that case.
Then I'm going to get beat down for a lot of damage.
Yes, you are. I think I'm just going to come in with these 2. So
Okay.
for 6, and I won't do a
Effects.
bump up. Yep.
Okay, so I'll go to 12.
And then I'm going to tap this guy for green again, and I will play a giant spider. It's a cost 4 and has reach, so he can block creatures that have flying, and he's a 2/4.
Seems to be a theme with large spiders in the series. My turn?
Yeah, I pass.
Yeah, your that deck seems to be doing a lot better this time.
Yeah, I got to some of that smaller stuff this time too.
This was not a swamp either, but I will play it. It is a Sky March Bloodletter, which doesn't look like much in front of your giant spider, but it's a 2/2 flyer, and when it enters, you lose a life and I gain a life.
Yep, so I'll be at 18 and you are at
13.
okay. 18, 13.
And I'll pass.
I think the one thing you have going for you right now though is you have cards.
I do, a lot of cards I can't play.
Alright, you're at 13?
Yes.
Okay. So mana wise I've got 6 I could work with if I leave that guy up. I'm trying to see if I can do 13 to you with what I have. We're gonna block something for sure. So I think I will come in with these 3.
Okay.
So I've got a 2/2, a 4/4, and a 2/4 coming in.
So I'm gonna go ahead and block the Root Walla with the Sky March Bloodletter.
Okay, and before any damage, I will 1, 2. I'm gonna go ahead and give him 2/2 until end of turn.
Okay. I thought that might happen, but at least
And
it's not
then-
hitting me.
Additionally, I'm going to hold on. Let me count how that's gonna go. 4. So it's gonna be 4 and 2 is 6.
6 left.
8. Actually, I think we'll leave it like that.
Okay, so I'll take 6, and this guy's gonna die. I'll go 7.
And I pass.
Okay. Tap. Draw. Hey, that swamp I've been waiting for.
Do you have a contract killing?
No.
That would be nice. Well, for you, not for
well,
me, but
I don't think a contract killing would keep me alive.
no.
This might. I'm gonna play Lich's Caress and destroy your Stampeding Rhino.
Okay, I don't have anything to do.
And I will also gain 3 life.
Yep.
So that's gonna put me back to 10.
It's going to be really helpful for you.
And then I'll pass.
Alright, so I still have a 2/4 out here and my Root Walla. Let's see. And you're at 10 and tapped out?
Yes.
Okay, let's go with combat.
Okay, I have nothing to do over here, so
And I will, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go ahead and pump him up twice.
you can only do that once each turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I told you. You'd have to correct me on all kinds of stuff today. Okay, so I'll do that.
So that's 7.
2, 4, 6, 7. Yes, sir.
And I'll go to 3.
And pass.
Okay. Untap. I apologize if you can hear our dogs barking in the background.
It might be enough wall in between it.
I'm pretty sure I'm dead over here. But before that happens, I will play a Gravedigger. And when he enters the battlefield, I may return a target creature card from my graveyard to my hand. Which I kind of wish I had a 1-drop so I could have another blocker, but I don't.
And you can return a target creature card?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have available?
I'm gonna take the walking corpse. Just the 2/2 zombie.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
Alright, got another mountain here. And you're at 3.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you just attack and kill me here. So
Yep, I'll swing it.
block the root wall again.
And that leaves 3 for you.
Yeah.
Just for fun, I will add a spidery grasp on my giant spider.
Wow.
And give it 2/4 until end of turn. It's already got reach, but
So your spider is being grasped by another spider?
yes, it is.
Okay.
And dealing 4 damage now to
That
you.
spider must be even more gigantic.
Or just more poisonous, maybe.
Okay, so that's one
That's-
game each they won, so they seem pretty balanced at least, which I guess would be the point of the welcome decks for new players to come in and have,
Oops.
you know, kind of equal decks to play against each other. I don't know if you want to do a third game. We're already at 31 minutes right now.
I think we could do a third one.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and do
Seems
that.
like they're going along pretty good pace. We just don't want to we don't want to make the video too long for you guys. So we're trying to keep it around 40 minutes or so. So I know that you asked the question about who my favorite kind of YouTuber with magic is, and you said that you like Deb. Do you have anyone in particular that you found is really helpful for you with you kind of being a brewer?
Well, I think Dev is helpful in the fact that he's a brewer himself, and a lot of times when I hear him talk about cards, either from new cards that are in spoilers or just from him putting his decks together, a lot of his ideas are along the same lines of thinking I am, which, you know, or he has some opinions that aren't the same as mine, but just kind of gives me another outside opinion, and it's kind of like having a sounding board on your deck building.
Yeah.
So I've found that helpful. I don't know that any of the others have been helpful as far as deck building, but I think, like I was saying before, the Heroes and Legends one, I really like their set reviews. They go through they put out a video for each color and go through each card and each color, and it's usually my favorite one to watch for that.
Is that the one that does the, like he goes through a lot of the pre-release stuff?
I've shown you some of their videos
Okay.
when we've been watching for the guilds.
I get lost with the names sometimes, but
Usually for the previews, if we're not watching Dev, we're watching one of those.
okay, yeah. I'm assuming you're going.
I'll be going first.
Okay.
I do not have any swamps, so I'm not going to keep this.
You know, I don't have any mountains, but I've got some stuff I can work with here, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one.
Okay.
Do a cut. Normally, if we're just playing casually, we don't cut each other's decks, we don't mulligan. If we have to shuffle several times, we'll do something different to try to get a decent hand.
Okay, I'll keep this one. I took 6 on Scry. I'll leave that on top.
So this is the tiebreaker then.
Yep. And
So you did
said
mulligan down to
yes,
6
I
this
did.
time? Okay.
I'm gonna play a mountain and I'll pass.
Alright. And I've got a forest here, and I will pass.
Alright. Draw. Small. And I'll pay 2 and cast Sovereign Spite. I'll deal 3 damage to you. Or you'll lose 3 life and I'll gain 3 life.
Okay,
So I'll go to 23
I'll be at 17.
and I'll pass.
So, what would you say was your experience when you first started playing Magic?
The first time I started playing Magic, I was in the 5th grade, so this was, I don't know, maybe like 94, somewhere around there, shortly after Magic came out.
Pass too.
It was also the first time I went to a Walmart. I was on the way to I was with my friend and his parents, and we were on our way to his parents' cottage a little ways away from here, and we stopped at a Walmart. I'm playing a Naki Ogre. He's a 4/2.
Okay.
And then I'll pass. We stopped at the Walmart and we picked up, I believe it was like starter packs or something like that, some kind of old style like pre-construct, or it was either pre-constructed or maybe it was a starter pack that came with 100 cards, something like that, of Magic cards and some instructions. And I remember sitting in the back of the van driving on the way to the cottage, reading these cards by little lights inside the van because it was nighttime, overhead lights, and reading through the rules and picking up cards like Fish Liver Oil, which is a blue enchantment, old card. Leslie probably doesn't know what it is,
I
but
have no clue.
it cost 1 blue and it's an enchantment and it gives a creature Island Walk. And we sat there trying to figure out what Island Walk was for a while. And I'm sure the first few times we played the game it was completely wrong, but we picked it up from there. And
Been playing ever since.
yep.
Yeah. So I went ahead and tapped my Druid of the Cal for a green. 3 more. Played a giant spider. That's the one that has reach. He's 2/4.
Oh, okay.
And I'll pass.
Alright, untap. Why don't you tell me about your first experience?
So a little backstory for listeners. Obviously, you got me into Magic. Going to attack. Well, you know, I'm not really excited about that. I think I'll go ahead and block.
Okay, so a little trade.
Yep.
And I'll pass.
Okay. We actually started out, I love to play cards. I like to play poker. And you told me that you like to play card games too. And I went and watched you a couple times. And then I ended up sitting down and playing a game with you. And I definitely learned best by doing. Which is why these packs are super nice. I wish I would have known about these packs when I started.